and you say, yes, I am voting for this delegate because they
Hmm.
contribute to the network, they offer rewards, I'm supporting this delegate or multiple delegates. If you had 53 SXP, you could essentially vote for all 53 delegates. Maybe there's a delegate that's on the waiting list. You want to help get into the top 53 forging delegates. It's actually a fun experience. It's kind of a little bit like fantasy football. I feel like when I'm voting for my delegates, I'm doing research. I'm looking at what delegates do
Mm.
this, what delegates do that. Like what I have to make a good decision to back why I'm voting for this delegate.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I've got Solar here on the show. Really excited to dive into everything that they're building. And today we've got Jeffrey Tiefenthaler here to really dive into that. He is the Senior Brand Ambassador for Solar. So, Tief, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Leah. Yeah, it's a privilege to be here.
So, just to
Love it.
kick things off, give us a high level overview of what Solar is, and then we'll dive into it from there.
Awesome. Yeah. Solar is a decentralized, community driven layer one blockchain. We use this different kind of consensus mechanism, different from Bitcoin, different from Ethereum, different from Solana. It's called a delegate proof of stake model. And with this model, we have 53 delegates who are operating and running validator nodes to secure and maintain and forge our blockchain. It is a totally community driven initiative. So, our native coin, which is SXP, any SXP holder has a very integral part in the governance system, and they vote on the delegates who they want to maintain our blockchain.
Yeah, I am very interested by DPoS. I think that there's obviously been a lot of different experimentation kind of in that world over the last, however many, 5+ years. And so I would love to hear a little bit more about why you guys decided to go with that type of consensus mechanism.
For sure, yeah. So the DPoS, the delegate proof of stake model, really bridges the three pillars of what it takes to be a blockchain. One is decentralization, the other is security, and the other is scalability throughput. So we find that with the DPoS, delegate proof of stake blockchain consensus mechanism, we are able to maximize more efficiently on those three pillars. With our DPoS blockchain, we have a rank stack. So we have delegate ranked 1 down to delegate rank 53. And we have a waiting line of delegates who can be upvoted by the community to become a delegate. So it really is the definition of what a decentralized autonomous organization is supposed to look like, because it's community driven in the sense that if there's a delegate who is forging our blockchain and he or she, for whatever reason, stops forging, loses internet connection, doesn't follow
Mm-hmm.
through on their promises, they can get downvoted and no longer
Right.
be part of the top 53.
Mm-hmm.
So we find that this method is more community centered and community driven approach.
So, just taking kind of a high level step back a little bit, because I mean, honestly, we could probably talk about consensus mechanism all day. But just give us kind of a sense of what is the point of Solar? What are you guys trying to accomplish? What is it that you guys do? What's kind of the use case around it? Give us kind of that glimpse into that high level piece of things.
Absolutely. So other than being a native layer one blockchain, we're definitely community driven, and we're creating continual use cases for SXP holders. And this is going to be developed later on. We have a launch pad coming up in Q3. We have a lot of different cool things going on with our metaverse. In fact, our public open beta was released last month, and it's a Minecraft based metaverse. So if you are familiar with that game, it's one of the stickiest, most fun games that you could possibly play. So if you're a Minecraft expert, you're going to have no problem transitioning into our metaverse. And the open beta is available right now for anyone to join. So we have our metaverse. We're going to have a launch pad for NFTs. I think really the big aspect of this, though, is that our governance mechanism through voting on delegates offers a really good way for SXP holders to not only participate in the blockchain by voting and being part of the governance system and choosing what kind of proposals from the delegates they want to vote for, but it also is a very clean and efficient way of staking and earning voter commission. we've seen recently a lot of different nefarious types of staking protocols, like with Celsius and UST and all these different things kind of blow up in our face recently. Our staking mechanism is nothing like that. So when you stake with us, when you vote on a delegate, it's essentially staking. This is one of the things that differentiates our blockchain from others. One, when you stake or vote for a delegate, there's no lock-in time. With Ethereum proof of stake, you have to lock in your Ethereum for like 2 years, right? That's a pretty big commitment. But with SXP and Solar, when you vote for a delegate, you're staking, and you can unvote that delegate at any time. So there's no lock-in period. Right. The other thing I really like about this model is that we're not using derivatives. So if we're not creating we're not accepting your SXP to vote and to stake and giving you some other form of token. Right. Like you've probably heard of the Lido protocol. They're using this ST ETH, right? So one ETH does not necessarily equal one ST ETH. We've seen that get depegged. We've seen that not work, right? We've seen Rocket Pool has a similar protocol. UST Terra Luna, Celsius, all these over promises. We're not over promising anything, but we're delivering a lot. So you can stake. There's no lock-in time. There's no derivatives. And the greatest thing about this is 71% of our voter commission, which is the newly forged SXP, because as the blockchain continues and new blocks get developed, new SXP is getting unlocked into the environment. So that new SXP isn't being absorbed 100% by these forging delegates. They're not just taking all the newly forged SXP and say, hey, this is all mine. No, they're sharing 71% of it with the community. So that's a big factor for us. So we're really doing a lot to create a circular economy. We're doing a lot to create continual use cases, and we're doing a lot to align user content with our blockchain.
I love kind of how you just pointed out all of these different, really like experimentations, if you will, in the world of crypto and blockchain. These people are trying this out. They're trying derivatives. They're trying this kind of staking. And I think that that's what's kind of cool about this industry is that there's so much potential for what the application of these technologies can look like. And the projects that are able to really deliver something sustainable are what kind of come to the top, especially in a bear market. You mentioned Celsius and Luna, and I saw a tweet the other day that was like, please let those just be the sacrifices to the bear market gods, and who knows what else is going to come, right? And so I just think it's great that there's like all of these different ways that we're all trying to get to kind of similar goals of like, how can we empower these communities to be more decentralized? And delegated proof of stake is really one of the most decentralized applications of that. And so I guess I just maybe wanted to dive a little bit more into the Solar metaverse, because that's obviously a really big part of what you guys are doing. Like you said, it just launched. When it comes to actual like user interaction and use case, like that's a really big piece of it. So why don't you just give us like a little bit more like almost like a walkthrough of the Solar metaverse and what's happening there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just first preface this by saying that if you go to my Twitter account at Jeffrey Tief, I did a really quick sneak peek of me flying around our Minecraft-based metaverse. Nice. In fact, I was with one of the core builders of our team, our metaverse team there. He was giving me a tour of all the fascinating things that he's built inside our metaverse. But yeah, let me speak to that a little bit more. So we decided to go with a Minecraft-based metaverse. And when I say Minecraft-based, it's not exactly Minecraft, but it emulates Minecraft really well. And so if you're familiar with Minecraft, you can transition into our metaverse quite easily. And before the end of the year, our goal is to have 44,000 NFT land parcels available for sale in our metaverse. And this is also introducing a deflationary aspect of our metaverse, because the purchase and sales of these land parcels are 90% of the SXP used to purchase the NFT land parcel will be burned. So it's a bit of a deflationary mechanism. But inside our metaverse, we're going to offer play to earn. We're going to have we're going to have player versus environment, player versus player. The cool thing about it is there's no real limit. The sky's the limit, right? So if you want to go in there and maybe create your own go-kart track, right? If you want to, sell tickets to, play that game inside our metaverse, that's something that you could possibly do. So, or perhaps you want to set up a tattoo parlor and give avatars tattoos in the metaverse. I don't know. Like we're building a world that is open, that's permissionless, that's borderless, where anybody can come in and join. And right now, our open beta, it's a public beta, is available. So if you go to our Discord or go to our Telegram group, one of the admins can send you a link to get to join that and jump right in. Right now, I think it's just Windows based. They're working on a Linux and Mac version that should be released very soon. But I'm really excited to see what this does for our community. Minecraft, as you know, is one of the most sticky games out there. I think the monthly active, like 140 million monthly active users. So
it's crazy.
It's going to be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. So walk me through how someone can really get kind of involved in the solar ecosystem. And so, like, let's say someone isn't such a big holder or so involved that they are like, one of like the big validators, but they're just like a holder. Like, can you kind of walk us through how just kind of everyday users can get involved in what you guys are doing?
Yeah, sure. So one of the best ways to get involved is to just participate in the I'm going to call it a DAO because it really is. Our model is what a DAO should be. We are defining what a DAO should be. So if you have one SXP token, you should have that held in a Solar digital wallet. Right now we have a desktop wallet, but we are going to release soon a browser wallet and a wallet that is compatible with Ledger. So there's going to be cold storage and hot storage options available. And in this wallet, you'll be able to vote for a delegate of your choice or multiple delegates and receive voter commission and essentially participate in our governance structure. This is how a DAO should be run. It should be run with the community, with the developers together. And it's a direct one-to-one correlation when you go into your wallet and you say, yes, I am voting for this delegate because they contribute to the network, they offer rewards, I'm supporting this delegate or multiple delegates. If you had 53 SXP, you could essentially vote for all 53 delegates. Maybe there's a delegate that's on the waiting list. You want to help get into the top 53 forging delegates. It's actually a fun experience. It's kind of a little bit like fantasy football. I feel like when I'm voting for my delegates, I'm doing research. I'm looking at what delegates do this, what delegates do that. Like what I have to make a good decision to back why I'm voting for this delegate. Right. So it's sort of like fantasy football a little bit, but that I think would be the first thing to do. And we launched our mainnet on March 28th this year. Yeah. SXP is our coin. SXP has a history. It's a top 125 ranked on CoinMarketCap right now. So it's pretty high up there in terms of all the other coins there, but it's because it has a history. SXP has been around for quite a while, and what happened is Solar though is a new entity. Solar is a single entity, not owned by any institution or any individual. So Solar went ahead and acquired the SXP blockchain before the end of 2021. So there are existing SXP tokens that you can use our swap tool. If you go to solar.org, you can swap your old SXP token for the new mainnet token. And what that means is just, the old token, it was either an ERC20 based token or a BEP20 based token. Okay. That token isn't going to be compatible with our digital wallet and our metaverse and all the features that we're building out. So you'll want to take that token and swap it for the mainnet token. That's something that anyone who previously held a token can go do now. If you don't hold the, I should say coin. If you don't hold the coin, you can go to BitGet. That's an exchange that just launched our mainnet token. We also work with Gate.io. ZagX has the mainnet token. Upbit has the mainnet token. I think those are the four main exchanges right now. There may be some others, and I know there will be some others coming down the pipe. But then also go on our Telegram, go on our Discord. Yeah. I think we have like a pretty active Telegram group. There's about 22,000 people actively in there. Our administrators are constantly answering questions. So that's another way to get involved.
Awesome. Now, thanks for walking through the whole old token, new token. That's something I was kind of curious about. So for anyone watching this that has the old token, hopefully that was helpful, for them. And so I guess just I would love to hear what is coming next for the team. Obviously, you guys have had a lot that has been coming out between the metaverse and launching mainnet and all these different things. And so what is the team currently working on? What's kind of coming next? And what can people expect to see from Solar?
Yeah, so we're currently building a cross-chain decentralized exchange to bridge Arc-based blockchains. The Solar blockchain, the SXP blockchain, is a fork from Arc, and we forked from the Arc code base prior to this year. We've created roughly 2,000 new files in our own code base to help expand on our vision. We've also added, I think, like 32,000 code changes to add to our vision. But what we want to also do is build interoperability between the different Arc-based blockchains. So we're going to be offering atomic swaps in the future. We're also going to be a launch pad for businesses and individuals to develop fungible and non-fungible tokens, so they can come into our ecosystem and do that. And again, I mentioned we are going to have new wallet options for browser, web, and ledger coming up really soon. If you go to solar.org, you can look at our roadmap. You can see everything that we've achieved thus far. You can also see what we have planned for the rest of the year.
Awesome. Well, Tief, it's been so great just to have you here on the show and get to really dive more into what you guys are building at Solar and what, is kind of coming next for you guys. And so if someone's watching this and they want to check you guys out more, keep learning more, maybe join your community, is solar.org the best, next place for them to go, or where should they go next?
Solar.org is a good place to get information, but I'd definitely check out our Discord group because I know how quickly people like to have their questions answered, and our admins do a great job of doing that. Same with Telegram. Check out our Telegram, check out our Discord, check out our Twitter as solar.org as well. That's where you can find more information.
Awesome. Well, Tief, thank you again so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
It was a privilege. Thank you, Leah.